When I saw the first cut, it was not, I guess the best way to say it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, which is a good start. I mean, I'm pretty realistic about the whole editing process. You know, they call assembly cuts suicide cuts for a reason, because everybody watches them and wants to kill themselves. So I didn't feel that way, so that was a good sign. But I mean, again, being realistic, I had fair expectations for it. I knew it was going to be flawed as hell. I knew the rhythm and the pacing was going to be off all over the place, and I knew there were going to be a ton of problems. You know, a lot of people that I work with say that editing is their least favorite part. Editing is by far my most favorite part. I mean, one, you get to see everything come together. You do, at that point, have control over everything. What you have is what you have, and now it's a matter of making it work as much as you can. This is Charlie. This is early on in the movie, about 10 minutes in, and hopefully, by the time we're done with it, we'll very efficiently introduce a lot of key ideas. Who Joseph is and kind of the spiritual theme of the movie. So these scenes have been in my head for a long time. To see them finally come together, I probably had more of a mechanical approach to it. I mean, I wasn't real kind of emotional about them right now. It was really just focused on getting those scenes closer to what I had in my mind. I'm not there yet, and I guess maybe it's partially because the movie hasn't come to fruition yet. I mean, there's still a lot of work to do on it. There have been a lot of things that I've thought I've known that have really been tested in making this movie. You know, I've felt very confident before I made this movie, but there were a lot of moments where I lost that confidence, absolutely. And, you know, that's a struggle, but I feel stronger because of it. There are lots of moments of weakness. I've got no doubt about that. But I feel like I've learned to handle those better. And those moments of weakness have ultimately made me stronger. And it's just, I think it's interesting that that sort of kind of lesson that everybody goes through is really what this movie is about.
Where'd you come from?
Same place you going.
Of course I was nervous a lot of times. The only thing I would say, and this I think goes back into the kind of messages of the movie, is that I do feel like I really did a good job of not letting any of those fears or that nervousness kind of distract from what I needed to do. Yeah, I mean, there have been plenty of times, and there will always be plenty of times where I'm just like, geez, I just wish that shot had been different, or I wish I had told that actor something, or, you know, things like that. But I'm just realistic. I expected that. Watching a movie that you're this involved with and you've seen so much, you just lose all perspective. It really is about what does the audience think. I have a lot of faith in my abilities as an editor, but I'm also realized that you can get kind of locked into things, and it's important to get other people's perspectives. There has to be a place and time where I'm going to be satisfied. You can't nitpick the things to death. I'm so driven to make this movie and to make it as good as I possibly can that I can't see myself doing anything else right now. I also am very lucky with the family that I have. And that's especially true with my wife, Eva, and we actually had our third kid just about 2 weeks before we started shooting, and none of that was kind of the sort of ordeal you would think it would, and that's just because of how strong and how supportive she is, and just the connection that she and I have, and, you know, just knowing that she's always there for me. Like, even when I am just in that room alone, I really don't feel like I'm alone. I feel like I do have a lot more, and it also is just funny because that, you know, that reflects the movie as well. I mean, there was a long time where I wouldn't have been able be capable of having that sort of connection with somebody. And certainly kind of finding Eva and finding the relationship that we have had a lot to do with me kind of finding my place.